Okay, go.
Are we on the air?
Yes, we're on the air.
Mine still says off the air, so I will trust you with your desktop, laptop, computer that you know what you're talking about. So welcome, everybody. There it goes. Now it says live. It is the 2:01 hour here, representing on the East Coast. I'm Chris Green, your host from the Amazon side of the eBay versus Amazon show, here with my co-host Jason T. Smith, representing not only the West Coast but also the eBay side. Jason, what's up, homie?
You just don't like me, don't you? Just hate me, don't you?
What'd I do now?
Chris is broadcasting live from like a playground, essentially. I just hear kids in my ear the whole time. There,
Dude,
Chris,
you told me how much you like kids.
Show where you're at.
I'm going to convert you in one of these days. All right, let's see if I can flip this camera around. There we go.
There's my not ideal spot to hang out.
This is Jason's dream Christmas wonderland. So we are keeping it fresh. We're keeping it real for you guys. We are coming to you live, or at least half the show is coming to you live from Great Wolf Lodge in somewhere in Massachusetts, where we got such a sick deal. And we're thankful and very conscious of the fact that we are able to homeschool our kids. So on a Monday, if we have a sick enough deal, we're going to take it and go to Great Wolf Lodge and do the indoor water park stuff. It's already getting cold up here. So having a heated, full water park with ropes course, arcade, and I mean, we got a sick deal on this place. And it's funny, the other parents that I've been talking to here, guess what? They also homeschool their kids. And that's the reason why we're all here on a Monday. So it works. It works. But because of modern technology and 4G and Wi-Fi and iPhones, we're able to come to you live, mobile, right here. Sorry for the camera shake because I am holding my phone, not my laptop today.
But that is cool, though. I mean, can you imagine in this day and age, you are able to take the day off with your kids, but yet still do the show, and it's pretty easy. I mean, it's amazing how modern technology has allowed us to have no tether to anything, really.
Oh, it's crazy. And we can still have our eBay sales coming in. We can still have our FBA shipments being processed and Amazon orders going out. You know, and this is what I think about this all the time, is how lucky we are to simply have been born at the right time in all of human history to be able to do the things that we do. It's options that our parents didn't have, our grandparents certainly didn't have, great-grandparents couldn't even conceive of, and we get to partake in it every day, which is why I give a lot of people a hard time when there's any level of complaining, it's got to go. And Abby now looks like a wolf. All right, you guys got to see this. We're off topic already. Look, it's a scary bear.
Oh, wow.
And Abby is dressed up as a wolf and has a wolf balloon animal and a wolf ring.
Look at that.
Great Wolf is like everything wolf. Stay still.
Yeah, Chris, my mom used to ride a horse to her friend's house, so you and I can do this right now. It's just a whole different world.
You can leave your stuff here. I'll watch your stuff. All right, so I got a whole pile full of balloon animals and arcade prizes. I get to watch the stuff while they go on the ropes course. So being Monday, you know, this is the first show since our marathon epic fundraiser that we did on Blab. So thanks so much for everybody watching, and thanks so much everybody. We're up to like $73,000 for the Women Warrior Project. We have gone way past the record from last year, and it's going to keep going. There's a lot of Scan Power tickets left, a lot of perks left. We tried our best to keep it organized with so many perks that was our biggest challenge, keeping track of the perks, making sure everybody knew what was offered. And I think a lot of people still don't know what was offered. So those perks are still able to be purchased, and we'll have some posts coming up throughout the week letting everybody know how that's going to work. But, you know, it's humbling, and we have such gratitude for our audience on the eBay side, the Amazon side, and the hustle entrepreneur side, and everybody else that watches us and help support this fundraiser. This is the biggest and best one yet. I don't know how we're going to top it next year.
Hey, we broke stuff this year. We're going to have to break something bigger next year. Like, we'll have to pull a Letterman and chuck stuff off a roof or something. I don't know.
Well, we've got 363 days to figure it out, so we're gonna start working right now on what we're gonna break for next year.
Yeah, it was an amazing fundraiser. Thanks to everyone who tuned in, especially who donated perks, either their time or their product. and those who would just message me and go, here, throw this perk up, and then we'd make money. It was crazy. It got a little out of control, and I had to go back through all my notes last night and fix everything because doing the notes on the fly, and then by the end we were drinking. I'm like, oh my gosh. But luckily, most people who donated would message me and go, here's my donation for this, because some of my notes are, I'm like, $50 for the class, and that's all I wrote. I'm like, what class? I don't know.
Yeah, I did that last year.
So if you're watching this and you don't feel you got your perk, just please drop either of us a note, and I will go look back through my notes, because I didn't delete anything, so I got it all still. I can match.
We'll make sure everybody gets it. This week we'll send out most of the stuff that's digitally fulfilled, whether it's coupon codes for classes or stuff like that. And if you're getting some in the mail, be a little patient with the mail, okay? Because the information's got to get to the right place, and packages shipped, and then wait on the mail, because the mail is not always as reliable as we might think. Even stuff coming from Amazon and UPS. I'm sorry to say,
let's talk about that.
I need to set Jason up for the victory today.
So this is the Amazon versus eBay show. Lately, though, we've been talking about the fundraiser, where we're coming together, but we are supposed to battle. And let's talk about how Amazon dropped the ball. So hey, I'm coming out to help Chris. Chris was a smart man. Instead of paying a rent every month for an office, he bought a second house, and that's his office. So he actually will have equity in his office when he's done with it as an office. And he's like, all right, we'll put a bed in the spare bedroom, and you can just stay there. Perfect. Works out great. Well, it works out great except for Amazon said, yes, we will have the bed to you on Tuesday. And when Tuesday got here, they said, yes, we will have the bed to you on Wednesday. What the hell happened to Tuesday, Amazon, that you never fail in delivery? So guess where I had to sleep? With Chris's in-laws, his parents-in-law. I've never met them before. Hi, I'm Jason. I'm going to sleep at your house tonight. It was like a little sleepover.
Well, here's a little context for that, because when you were on Spike TV with your show, I didn't get Spike TV, right? Like, I don't even know. I pay like the cable bill, and I don't even know what I get. But I don't get much, apparently, because I don't get Spike. So whenever Thrift Hunter was on, I had to go watch it at my in-laws' house. So, of course, they would watch it with me. So they knew exactly who you were and watched all your shows. But it was a little weird to, just show up and be like, all right, hey, you're sleeping over here. But, it was a little bit of a backup plan. The ultimate we did have the backup of an inflatable queen air mattress and the ultimate backup of going to a hotel. So it wasn't completely like, I don't know what's going to happen, and you're sleeping on some bunched up comforters.
And I will say, your in-laws are great, so that works out well.
They stayed up later than you did.
Oh, I know. And we were sitting at their kitchen table when they got home. Mom and Dad were doing two separate things, and so Mom got home first, and you and I are just drinking rum and working on online selling videos. So kind of a weird situation. It's like, oh, hey guys. And then Dad came home, but yeah, they're retiring, they're night owls, and I just wanted to get some sleep, so I crashed. And then the bed did show up, and it was an awesome bed. You can buy a good mattress on Amazon, which I was very shocked. And I missed the fun because the mattress is a queen mattress, but it comes in a box like this big. So they got your wife got to do the fun of getting the mattress open. But yeah, that was a comfy sleep. So when Amazon finally got us to bed a day late, it was very comfy.
Well, it's very rare. I mean, I'm trying to think back to the last time that wasn't like weather related that Amazon missed like a delivery date. And I'm not trying to just be like, because I do everything I buy. I mean, clearly I'm buying mattresses from Amazon. My go-to first place is Amazon to buy. But even with eBay, I mean, I got some eBay stuff that I bought that showed up. And I can't remember the last time. Well, actually, I can. The post office delaying a shipment was our glass and rock shipment. But I still think there was something because of what was in that box.
I'm sure.
They held it up a little bit.
Hey,
it doesn't. It's rare, but it does happen.
So I not that I usually cross promote my shows, but my show with Nadine, we're doing it Wednesday, and we're going to have a postal carrier as our guest. So I will ask him about what happens when he hears a broken item.
Dude, yeah, I totally want to know what happens because it does happen around here. When I shipped out like 80 books last year, 2 of them got stuck at some some part, some place. They both got stuck. You could track them and say they're stuck there. You couldn't call this place, and it took like 3 weeks, and all of a sudden they started moving again. And I don't know what causes that, but it's probability. You ship enough stuff, that's going to happen. But if you're talking about eBay customers, I mean, it's what I did for these customers. They kept messaging me, and I said, look, here's where it is. Let's wait on it a few days. And when it finally didn't move for long enough, I sent them replacements at my cost, right? Because my job is to get them their product. They paid me money. My job is to get it to them, not to sit back and blame it on the post office. And most people are normal, right? So what happened with these two, they finally did start moving, and the people returned them. They returned the double. It wasn't a big deal. They weren't like, sucker, I just got 2 for the price of 1. Nobody does that, right? And if anybody does do that, simply call them out on social media, and it'll be the end of it, right? Because your reputation is worth so much more than a $20 eBay item. And, and maybe that's a good segue into, because you had a little bit of a conversation going in your group about someone like wanting to change the address on a $20 item. It's like, guys, things happen, right? People move. People have old addresses in their PayPal. Things happen. If you live your life expecting that everybody is really out to scam you the first chance they get, it's just a depressing way to live. So how did that conversation ever end up?
Well, I will say, and I've never brought this to the eBay powers that be, but the next time I'm involved with something, I will say, Amazon makes it super duper easy to go, hey, I want to send this to my mom. And eBay doesn't. And eBay will protect you if they ask for the change in my messages, but the PayPal arm won't because it did not follow their exact rules. Now, nobody is trying to scam you out of a $20 stuffed. Oh no, it was a crib toy. Nobody's trying to scam you out of a $20 crib toy. If you have an iPad for $800 and somebody wants to change the address, yeah, I would probably pause and think about that one. But eBay's got to make it easier for grandma to send grandson a gift without all this headache. I will admit that. But think about it. Step back. Think. Am I sending a $1,000 jewel, or am I sending a $20 toy for a kid's crib? Nobody's going to scam you out of a $20 toy. That's not how scammers work. There's no money in it. There is a lot of money scamming you out of an iPod or an iPad or an iPhone. So keep in mind. But I think we got her turned around that the haters who are like, no, it's a scam, run away. We got her turned around to think about. I said, think about it. It's a crib toy. Where's the market? If you truly are a scammer on the other end, where's the market in a $20 crib toy? There isn't one. So just relax. But you're right. It could be easier.
And that story came up. It instantly reminded me of a thread from years ago. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago, when very early on, maybe even before we had met, and someone had like an LA Guns signed CD, and people were like, oh man, if you're gonna sell it, you got to get that authenticated. And you hopped in right away and said, no one's faking LA Guns. What's the point, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. And I get I get why you think, oh, I need to get this authenticated just in case. Well, I mean, because I've found hundreds of autographed books. A lot of them personalized, a lot of them not personalized. A lot of like random no-name authors, and some like well-known, like famous authors. You find an autograph in a book. If you go through enough books, you're going to find them. And you start to think, do I need to get this authenticated? And that's what people need to start to think, like, do I need to? Is it worth it? If it's not worth it, you don't. And even then, you can post in your listing, say it appears to be autographed, although not authenticated.
Yeah.
And the buyer can buy it for whatever, you can charge a little more for it if you want. You can charge the same price if you want. But you're not claiming it's authenticated, and that the buyer still gets a value out of that, then you can charge a little more money for it. But the whole big premise here is not to overthink this, right? This is not a big deal. So don't make not a mountain out of a molehill thing, but don't put more effort into something than is worth.
Here, I got this on my desk. There is no business for faking Martina McBride's signature. There is great business in faking Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth's signature. So you got to think about what the product is. This will add a little bit to the price of the CD, but it's not $1,000 signature for sure. So, But speaking of that, here I'm gonna do a little screen share with you today because I'm at the end on one end of I guess a mistake I made, and the way the customer handled it was they are trained that there's always going to be a fight. Is that backwards?
No, it's coming up right.
Okay, it was backwards on my end for a second. So here, I stole this old J.C. Penney loungewear house coat. When we shipped it, we shipped it, nothing out of the ordinary. And here's the message I got last night. Oops, let me stop sharing there. I can't believe you selling something like this. It is not worth sending back because of the shipping. It smells like you dug it out of a back room somewhere. Thank you, but no thank you. I tossed it out. It wasn't worth shipping back. You are what gives eBay a bad name. You can keep the money, and I will toss the robe. And I wrote back right away. I said, well, I'm so sad you tossed. I apologize for the smell. Obviously, I didn't notice anything because I wouldn't have said anything that smelled bad. I said, but I wish you wouldn't have thrown it away. I have enrolled in hassle-free returns to make any return for any reason super easy. And then they wrote back. They still want to fight me, even though I've given them no reason to fight me. It's not worth the money I would have to pay to send it back. Thank you. I am very unhappy with this. Consider it a gift to you to get rid of it. It didn't even look clean. And I said, well, guess what? That's why hassle-free returns is awesome. I will pay for the shipping to get it back to me. And then they softened. But why, if you're a customer, why start out with screw you? How about, hey, I'm a little unhappy with my purchase. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me fix that for you. I mean, it's crazy the attitude that they came out with. But that tells me there's way too many eBayers that are jerks as sellers. And that's that uphill battle you got to fight if you're going to be a quality eBay seller.
Yeah, it's a shame that mentality. I mean, like, that's their first reaction is thinking that it's going to be a battle to return it. Like when I get stuff, actually, I never return stuff. If I buy something that I don't like or doesn't fit, I usually just keep it just because I'm lazy, instead of like processing the return and finding something to ship it back. I'll open something and throw the box away but I mean, I can see where that's come from. There's a lot of eBayers like try to prevent returns and like convince buyers that I don't know. I mean, if people can't handle doing customer service, then they probably shouldn't be on eBay. I don't know, like a real nice way to say that.
And by the end, she was like, "Thank you." And normally, I would just be like, "Here's your money, keep the product." But I am so curious because now she's also said it's dirty and it stinks. And based on our pictures, and Jeremy always says, "Hey, we need to wash this." I find it very hard to believe that it was dirty and stinks. I find it almost impossible. But, hey, if we drop the ball, I want to see it. And then I'm going to sit down with my assistant and go, hey, you missed this.
Yeah, because maybe you messed up, right? Like, if you messed up, you want to know.
And, every once in a while you might miss dirt, but, boy, if it stinks, no way would we be just shipping it. We'd be running down to the washing machine to wash it first. So that's why I'm just intrigued by this one. But now she has said thank you. But, I looked at every feedback that she has left as a buyer. She's not left any negative, so she doesn't seem to be a normal problem buyer. But if she's had problems with eBay sellers, and that's the kind of things I try and teach, and I try and teach in my group, and not everything's a scam, and yes, you can send it to a different address. People buy gifts for friends all the time and have them sent other places. I bought beard oil, and I needed it, and I had it sent to Chris's house because that's where I was going to be. And Amazon made it easy. So in that instance, Amazon wins. But is Amazon shipping you a bed? They fail, so they lose.
All right, so it's even so far.
Yeah, so you're sitting at the starting line still. You're not going forward nor backward.
When it comes to like these problem customers or customer service issues on eBay, do you ever see them as a challenge where it's like, I'm going to win this customer over? They are super grumpy. They sound like just not nice people, but it is now a challenge for me to get them to be happy.
On this one, absolutely. Like, even if I get it home, maybe I'll have it clean, pressed, and sent back to her free of charge. I'm going to do something to fix her attitude, and I don't mean hers because she has a bad one. I think other eBay sellers have given her that attitude. So that's why she came off. Right. she came off punching instead of just like, hey, what's up, you know? So
Right.
I am going to fix this buyer to make her the happiest buyer ever. So I will figure out something. So as soon as I'll keep you guys abreast. As soon as I get it back, I will be more than honest. If it stinks, if it's dirty, if we blew it somehow, I'll tell you exactly where things went wrong. But I am going to make her a happy customer. She's going to be smiling for the holidays. I guarantee that.
Dude, the negative can often lead to such a greater positive. It's just kind of the way it works. So I was listening to a Gary Vee podcast on the drive up here, and he's talking about it a couple times, where he's almost wanted to mess up on purpose, just so that when you fix the mess up, it's such a giant. If you're always exceeding expectations, then people, it's like if you're always a 9.5 star restaurant, it doesn't impress the 10th time you've been there, right? Versus if they mess something up and then they comp your meal and they do nice things, like they can make it up for you, then really wow you. And it's the mistake that leads to a better experience. And it can be the same on eBay. The mistake. It's almost, you could make a mistake on purpose. Now he says he's never coached anybody to actually do that, but I had the same idea. Because I noticed it, if ScanPower wasn't working for somebody, and then I went out on my way to call them on the phone and get them up and running with handheld service, then they're thrilled, they're customers for life. But that started because we messed up, right? It started because something wasn't working. Versus if I just called everybody and helped everybody get set up, it wouldn't be special, it wouldn't impress, and same thing. It's just a different frame of reference, so it comes off different. There's lots of things people can do. So I like the idea of trying to impress, and not being emotional. Definitely don't be emotional and be like, oh, here we go again. You know what? That customer thinks that for a reason. Figure out why and fix it.
Not only are you torturing me by being at a playground, your kid's head just keeps popping in.
He's got to see what's happening. It's a screen. So.
Hey, did I ever talk about on this show about the crab restaurant we went to, and we always had good service until this one time, and then I wrote a Yelp review?
I don't know if you told on the air.
Because there was a restaurant in town. They flew crabs in every day, and I'm a big crab fan, and so is my mom. My mom was in town. So we went down, and we walk in, and on the door, it's a special for a beer I like that's not common to have at bars or restaurants. So we sit down. It takes a few minutes. The waiter comes over. I'm like, oh, I'll have a Primo. We don't carry that. Well, when did you stop carrying it? Oh, it's been a couple months. Well, how about taking that sign off the door? All right? And all that sign says is Primo on special. And he said, oh, sorry. Okay, well, I'll be back and take your order in a few minutes. 2 minutes goes by. 5 minutes goes by. 7 minutes. And the restaurant is so tiny, it's all one room. There's 8 tables and the counter and the kitchen. It's all one room. It's just a small little restaurant. It's smaller than a Chipotle. So he's not coming back. And he is bussing tables, and I'm trying to wave him down. And so finally I said, screw it. I'll go give my money someplace where they wanted my money. And we got up to leave, and the manager goes, where are you going? And I go, well, I'm going to go someplace where people want our business. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, your waiter never came back. And he goes, well, that's your fault. Why don't you come get us? And I was already at the door, and the door is shut, and I turned back around and went, what? It's my job as a customer to track down your employee that's supposed to be taking our order? Are you shitting me? It's not a 100-table restaurant. It's an 8-table restaurant. Are you kidding? It was my job? I failed at my job?
Even if that was their policy, don't even bring it up. If I was them, I'd be like, oh, this guy didn't realize he was supposed to come get us. Bringing that up in that way serves absolutely no benefit. You should be like, oh, this guy expected us to come to him. Okay, I can understand how that could be, because that's how most restaurants work. So sorry. Let us help you right now. Right? The point is, it's almost like the same as an eBay seller point, where I'm going to point out how the customer is wrong to them. No, just keep the customer happy, right? We all have the opportunity to do it right. We have to get over a little pride sometimes.
He should have been, oh, I'm so sorry. Come in. Here, let me take care of this. Let me get you some extra goodies. Not anything. So he didn't. He just basically gave me grief and said it was my fault. So when I went home, I gave a Yelp review, and I was shocked by the response. It was very honest and just the facts, and I didn't get emotional. And 2 people messaged me on Yelp to, how dare you give a negative comment on a restaurant? What? I gave an honest review of a restaurant that really dropped the ball, and they had a chance to make it right. Instead, they gave me shit as a customer. And all I wanted to do was order and buy crabs. That's all I wanted to do, man. And I wanted to
give
drink
that
the
money.
beer they advertised. That's all I wanted to do. So, yeah, guess what? They lost a customer who used to come in. I ain't coming back.
Yep.
There was a pizza joint that we loved right here in Vegas, around the corner from our house. They had gourmet pizzas. And every single time, and I'm not kidding you, Chris, every time it was wrong. Every time. Now, some of you who know my wife know we have to adjust things. Light cheese, not this, add that. But hey, that's the job of the restaurant, to get it the way we want it. And so, like the 4th or 5th time in a row, and every once in a while to be right, the owner got on the phone and yelled at me as a customer. He goes, you know what? You call and complain every time. I go, it's because you don't make the pizza correctly. I grew up in the pizza business. I know how to make a correct pizza. And he goes, you're just too hard to please. I go, hard to please? I say, can you make the pizza this way? And then you guys say yes, and you don't. Why am I the bad guy here? He goes, I don't want you as a customer anymore. All right.
See ya.
I was a solid $25 a week times 52 weeks. That's a lot of money for you to be an idiot.
No, and here we are talking about him on the show.
Yeah. I mean, so let's see here. 25 times 52. He just said, screw you, to $1,300 a year.
I hope he never goes out of business.
I mean, and I'm not asking for anything hard. Like, we would ask for light cheese and they would put double on. I grew up in the pizza business, so I have extra knowledge about this kind of customer service. It's not that hard. Okay, I need it with half mushrooms, not whole mushrooms. Now, speaking of, let's talk about our first dinner you and I had together. Chris has a little restaurant by his house he likes. It's great. We order We order a calzone, and the calzone had pepperoni, sausage, ham, and mushrooms. And I said, I can't stand mushrooms. Can we get it without mushrooms? He said, yeah. I never thought to look. I'm the first one to take a bite. Take a huge bite, chomp, chomp, chomp. It was full of mushrooms, like extra mushrooms. I think somebody misheard me say no mushrooms and heard me say double mushrooms. But guess
the
what?
waitress came back. She was like really upset because she put in no mushrooms.
Yes.
The only thing she asked, do you want mushrooms? We said no. She put it in with no mushrooms, and it came back that way. She was mortified. She felt really bad.
She felt bad. The owner came over, apologized profusely. We're making you a fresh one without mushrooms, and if somebody will eat this, here's the one we made with the mushrooms for free. I'm so sorry. That's good customer service. Because guess where we ate the next 2 nights? Same place.
It's too convenient to go somewhere else.
Well, it is, but it's good. I mean, that calzone, when we got the right one, that was awesome. And for me to say it's awesome, it means a lot growing up in the pizza business.
Yeah, no, that place is sweet.
Yeah, and Raykin just said, I'd rather die than eat them. Me too, Raykin. And I ate a whole mouthful of them, unbeknownst to me. As I swallowed, I went, ugh, that wasn't pepperoni, sausage, or ham. But that's the customer service you should always have. When we came back the next night, he goes, he saw us, he goes, I promise, no mushrooms.
Yeah, he remembered us, right? I'm sure he was very thankful to see us again so soon. And then during the fundraiser, we ordered a 2 pieces and another calzone for him.
Yeah. So, but guess what? I'm going to sit down today and write that Yelp review, because that's customer service. That's how you should do it. Online, in person, no matter what, you should make the person want to come back even though you've dropped the ball. So I'm going to do that.
And the mistake doesn't matter, right? Like they messed up with the mushrooms, right? That doesn't matter because you can fix it, right? Like you messed up an eBay order. When you think about it, it doesn't really matter if you fix it, right? People realize people make mistakes. We didn't stand up and be like, what's up? Dude, you put mushrooms in it. Like, it's going down. Let's fight, right? Like, put up the hands. Like, no. Like, they made a mistake. We didn't flip out. They made it again. And they used that opportunity to earn a customer instead of, oh, well, you must not have said it loud enough. Or are you sure you asked for no mushrooms? They didn't try to pin it back on us.
No, they didn't. It was, and you know what? If I buy from someone on eBay or Amazon, I look at their feedback. If I go to travel somewhere, I use TripAdvisor and look at the feedback. If I go to eat somewhere, I look at Yelp. And I don't care that you got negative feedbacks because you cannot please 100% of the people. What I care about is how you react to the feedbacks. I always tell people I would always reply to any negative or neutral you get, but be very factual and just be apologetic, whether you're right or wrong, because that goes a long way because people look at those negatives. But when I see somebody complain about their hotel stay at TripAdvisor and the actual manager gets on to reply and apologize and say, hey, call me, I'll do whatever I can to fix it, that tells me a lot. Okay, so maybe it's not the quietest hotel to sleep in based on the street noise, but guess what? The manager does care. They'll try and do anything to make it right. Same with eBay. If people leave a negative and then the seller goes, well, you're a jerk, you didn't send it back, that's why I don't want to buy from you. Not because you had a problem with a customer. Shit happens every day. You know, wine glasses with rocks get broke, okay? Things happen. It's how you fix it.
Well, follow-up feedback is for the next customer, guys. Don't worry about negative feedback. Negative feedback is just an opportunity to flex your customer service skills. There's a little part of me that likes getting a negative feedback because you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna win this person over. I'm gonna wow this person, right? I'm gonna show them that I'm willing to send a replacement without getting the first one back. And because nobody does that, it's very easy to impress, actually. And it's the right thing to do. You know, it baffles me how many people kind of still live in the past thinking, oh, I can't send a replacement until I get this one back so that I know that I'm not going to be ripped off, right? And not even if the customer ships it back. They actually think the customer might ship back a rock, so they have to wait till it gets here. The tracking number from the customer isn't good enough because the customer might have replaced it with some, you know. Guys, has that ever actually happened to somebody? Like, what's the scam in that? Because you're going to get the rock anyway and open it and be like, oh, haha, you tried to. Like, there's no scam. But we're so sure. And I don't know how to get people over this, but once you get past the thought that everybody's out to stab you in the back and rip you off at a moment's notice, at the first opportunity they have, once you get over that, it's very freeing. It's a very nice world to live in where you're not just constantly in this paranoia of everyone's against everybody, and it's every man for themselves, and it's capitalism at the expense of everybody. And there can only be one winner, and for me to win means that someone else has to lose. You know what? It doesn't. You can win, and someone else can win. Right? Think about that. That should be a shirt.
Get out.
Think, everybody listening, you winning does not mean someone else is losing. Right? Your wins don't mean a loss for somebody else. To build up a big tower, you don't have to knock everybody down. There are so many different ways to phrase it, and we should just end the show with that every single time until people get it through their heads. That this isn't a game of like this itty-bitty pie, and we're all fighting for it. If I sell this many products, there's not going to be any other buyers for someone else's products. It's just not the case. You know, is there a limited, finite number of transactions that happen on Amazon every day? Yes, there are. But you can bring new products to market. You can offer more value with bundles and multi-packs, and guess what? Earn some sales by offering a lower price to your customer, and don't accuse people of being undercutters by daring to offer a better price, a better value to the customer. How dare somebody do that? How dare Sam Walton offer lower prices on his product? It's such a ridiculous. I didn't want to shake people when I hear people say, "Oh, don't undercut. This guy came in and undercut me. What an idiot!" Yeah, well, that idiot is offering more value to the customer, and you know what? 100% of me thinks that guy should win. Anyway, I don't want to rant too much, and I can't get any props here on Hangout.
Yeah, well, the Hangout, the chat room is saying they're hungry now. Calzones, crabs, mushrooms, sausage. Everybody's like, it's lunchtime. Hey, I want to mention a post that just happened in our group. I'm not gonna really throw her under the bus, but it'll be easy to see who it is. She must be new and has never listened to me ever. She found a Frankie's Tiki mug and wants to know if she should get it. Have you ever listened to me once? Ever?
I never found one.
You mean the bar I talk about drinking at weekly and I sell their mugs, which I talk about endlessly? Come on now. She wanted to know if it was a dud or not. She must be new. That's the only thing I can think of. Like,
I'll look it up on eBay on top of it.
Well, that too, but holy cow. If you follow me and you don't know I go drinking at Frankie's in Vegas, you don't pay attention. Ever.
Well, Well, don't be too mean.
But she was $3. What a good deal. Heck yeah. Flip that sucker.
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
All right, well, dude, I don't know how much longer my signal's going to last. I'm really thankful that it hung out this long.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, other than there was kids in the background the whole time, it was perfect.
Actually, I did a speed test on the guest Wi-Fi here, and it was awesome. So I tweeted about it. So I put a little hashtag Great Wolf Lodge out there on Twitter with a picture of the speed test I did on my phone. Give them a little props for having very good, excellent, in fact, guest Wi-Fi for free, all included. And actually, my computer picked up the exact same signal from last time we were here. I didn't have to do nothing. Open the computer and it's right back on. There's no registration. There's no put in your room number, right? Because what are they worried about? Someone like hanging out in the parking lot getting free Wi-Fi? Like, make it easy on the customer, and your customers will thank you for it. And that goes for Amazon, for eBay, for Wi-Fi at the hotel, for anything. Easy always wins.
Absolutely. And we'll finish on this. Fundraiser was a great success. We got a little bit more ways to go because or I'll say when, we hit $100,000, I'm waxing this hairy chest right here. So
it's going to be mad. It's nasty.
It's going to be a fun payoff. So we're close. There are great perks left. And so Chris said that he'll be posting what's left. I'll be posting what's left. Some things are geared towards Amazon sellers. Some are geared towards eBay. Some can cross between the two. So there are great things. So if you could not tune in live, and we don't need everyone to send $1,000 because we know that's not realistic. But if you got $5, $10, is going to troops that did not come home in whole, and that's a lot of them. So let's help out this time of year for that. So keep your eyes peeled to Scam Power, to the Thrifting Board, anywhere else you bump into Chris and I. We will be definitely talking about it.
Absolutely. Thanks again to everyone who donated. This was the biggest and best year yet. Don't know how we're going to top it next year. And there's still room for perks. If you guys have something you want to donate, and we can still roll it all in, the fundraiser stays open for a little while afterwards. So don't think just because we're not broadcasting live that the fundraiser's not still going on. There's lots of ways you can help, even with just sharing in groups on Facebook, Twitter, telling your family and friends. Not everything is funds driven. There's lots of ways you can help just by sharing the information. We appreciate the shares as well as the donations.
Absolutely. Well, have fun with the family, Chris.
All right, man. We'll chat soon. You know it.
Tell your wife, again, thank you for all the help and the hospitality, and her parents. And your wife, she took care of me. She got a air purifier. I'm allergic to cats, and there was a cat at the office. So thank you very much for helping out.
Oh, of course. We try to be good hosts. So anybody that wants to come up here, it is the guest house is currently named Jason's house. He's the last person to stay here. So if someone wants to come change the name, they're welcome to it. It is getting cold though, so this may not be the best time of year, but all are always welcome. You got a place to stay, and it's right across the street from this fly pizza joint.
And it'll still be my room because I accidentally left my slippers and my shower scrunchie. So if you do go stay, you'll have slippers and a shower scrunchie to start with.
Perfect.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. See you next week.